Okay, so I have been praying. I've been writing in my journal. I have been meditating. I have been watching what I say, watching what I do. The purpose of this video is to encourage myself. Sometimes I do feel like, lately, that's not true. I can't say that I don't feel like I'm not firm in my belief because that's a lie of the enemy. I know I'm firm in my belief. However, it's different when you have people around you that are not believers like yourself. Then you have an aspect of having to remain faithful, remain vigilant in your Christian walk while you have people around you that are not as serious walkers as you are. So then it takes another trial, a different kind of trial, because you have to find a way to walk diligently, persistently in the way Christ would want you to, while demonstrating and trying to love and have compassion for someone who doesn't have the same belief system that you do. That's the hardest part because you have to delegate, you have to be able to maneuver, you have to be able to have, you know, you have to be able to, still be a Christian while walking. However, you have to be firm at the same time so that the person who is not necessarily in the same vicinity as you in their walk, nor maybe they just have a completely different faith-based system. So when you have a trial like that, it's very hard because you have so many things that come at you from different angles. You have the person's flesh, you have sin, you have demons, you have principalities, you have all of these things that are coming at you. So it's not only the world that you're dealing with, it's not only, your personal, or you may have personal areas and avenues of your life that you're dealing with, but then you have um, the spiritual realm, you have spiritual warfare. And all of these things are disseminating and wanting to gain your attention. So it's very vital that you learn how to walk amongst people that are unbelievers, that you learn how to walk amongst sinners, because it says in scripture that Christ sat with sinners. It says in scripture that Christ came not for the ones who are healthy, but the ones who are sick. It makes me think about the prodigal son and how the father, lost his son, one of his sons, he had two, and you know the one son wanted to take his inheritance and leave, and that's what he did. And he spent all his inheritance, and he comes back home to his father, and his father is so joyous just to have him back home that he throws him a party, just lavish party, welcoming his son home. And his other son, the one that never left him, the one that was always there working hard, strong by his side, was jealous and didn't understand why the father would go out of his way to throw a party for a disobedient, ungrateful son. And the father gently explains to this son, the other one, the one that stayed, that he never had to do it for him. He never had to worry about him leaving. He never had to worry about him being disobedient, and he explains that's why he never did throw him a party. It's because he always knew in his heart who his son was. He never had to, worry or any of those things. So we have different believers in the world. We have different people whose walk will be different than yours. And I think many times we get jealous, just like that son. We get jealous because we feel like we have walked diligently. We have walked extremely, the way that God will want us to. And we don't feel like others deserve it. Like, they didn't walk with you, Christ. they don't do the things that they should be doing daily, Father. So why should I have to be around them? Why should I have to preach to them? Why should I have to try to save them? But that is the reason why Jesus told that parable, is because he wants us to know that it doesn't matter if you walked 10 minutes, 10 days, 10 years. We are all still the same, and he wants all of us to come home. He wants all of us to be in his kingdom. So there's no difference between you or the unbeliever. The only difference is that you have gained the message and you're walking the way that Christ has wanted you to, when he wanted you to, and that person has yet to come. That's the only difference. You don't know when their time is. So it's very easy for us to forget that as Christian walkers. So I just encourage everyone to don't be that way towards others, unbelievers. Our job, and sometimes it is a hard job, is to be around sinners, is to be around unbelievers, to try and motivate them to come to Christ the way that they should. And we owe it. We owe it to our Father to bring as many to his kingdom as possible. It's a tough job, but he wouldn't have it any other way. God bless y'all.